Going live, and we're live. All right, Project Unify. We're going to be looking at what? We're going to be looking at the Redis issue that we're facing, right?
Yeah.
So let's see, clear this up and just see if I'm in the right place. Git remote -v. This is not the one. Where was I? Project Unify. Take me away. CD projects. Project Unify. Oh. Do I have? Yes, I have a Heroku instance set up here. So Heroku run logs -t just to check the log. You were getting a 500 error while you were trying to set up a user, right?
Yes.
Okay, so that's because
Probably just logs, right?
Yeah.
Log.
So that's the reason for that 500 is probably because the Redis service is not set up properly, and when we create a new instance of a user, we are hitting the Google API to geocode the user, and the Redis server used to cache that. What the fuck? Why isn't the log tool built?
I think you don't run run. I think it's just Heroku logs -2.
Oh yeah. So is it log or logs, you think?
Logs.
Okay. Yeah. Oh, there we go. Mailbox conversation. Okay, so somebody sent a email to somebody. Well, let's have a look at the Unify develop and just do users, create user, test.
I was trying to create it through the.
Once again?
I was trying to create it through the mobile app.
Yeah, but this should also fail. Or not? I don't know. So let's see. No, it was actually created. That's weird.
Huh. So if you try to create it through the mobile app, does it fail?
Yeah, I will try that in a sec. That's weird, isn't this? Weird.
Okay, probably because it doesn't go through that API, right?
Yeah. But that should be this. Perhaps we are not using. Do you have the mobile app running at the moment?
I can get it up and running. So
but somebody has it up and running because so we are using server polling at the moment, and it's Chris for new mail messages every 10 seconds. So that's why we are getting some requests to the server. That's why we're seeing this input. But you don't have to start it at the moment. We can start it soon. Let's see if I can just CD out of this and CD into Project Unify Mobile and do Ionic serve. And what is it? Labs?
And the other possibility is something we changed locally, but
yeah, let's have a look. So sign in. Let's just sign in to start with, just to see if everything is up and working. And did he hit for any API mailbox? Choose a JBuilder.
So I just tried to create a user.
Should
probably be showing up on your screen.
Email x@x.com.
Yes.
And he rolled back. For some reason. But I'm not getting completed 500. Okay. Yes, I'm seeing a 500. Redis cannot connect. So Redis is configured on 127.0.0.1. So that ain't gonna fly probably. Of course. Yes. Okay, let's stop this for a moment. And just go, so git status, yes, git co develop, update, really? Git pull upstream develop, so I see the latest code. Yes. These cassettes are killing me. Anyway. Okay, and while we research this, we can, we open this, we can just do set up Redis on Heroku. Redis to go. Okay, so I think that create Heroku Redis. So let's see here. I think that Kai wanted us, or he suggested that we set up Redis to go, which is another add-on than the one I'm looking at. Let's have a look. That was 66, right? Yeah. 66. So still not sure we need to Redis to go on it if we want to use this. But the problem here is, okay, so let's just have a look at this changes. You see, he kind of, so he sets the Redis to go URL to this. And we probably need to change that setting for the production environment, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, what is that embedded in, though?
This is in config application YAML.
Yeah, but go, is that like inside of a production?
Yeah.
If you click view on that, go to the right and click view. Oh, it's just naked.
No, this is just, I mean, this is an environmental variable. So this one, if we install Redis to go on Heroku, we probably get an environmental variable of that application set up.
Do you think it'll overwrite it?
I don't know. So that's, I'm not sure. I think we're gonna have to make a change here. You know, like, you know, in development, you use this. In production, you have to use something else, basically.
And then restart the server and say.
Yeah. But let's have a look at what happens if we do let's see, this Heroku add-on Redis to go. Let's just have a Heroku Redis to go. And then the Redis to go add-ons. Okay. Data documentation. Provision data using Redis to dashboard. Support. Heroku the config app. Grab Redis to go URL. Yeah. So probably we will get this ready to go URL setting.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, let's have a look. Let's do the project Unify. So is that the right one? Yes. So we can just run this add-on on that. And while this is set, okay, so yeah, so let's just go over to Roku.com. Come on. And we go the project Unify. Where is it?
It's under Agile Ventures apps.
Oh. There we go. They changed the interface a little bit since I was here last time. Yes. So now we got this ready to go URL. Which means that what you can do now.
Oh, it works.
It works now.
Yep.
Okay. So we don't have to do anything else, I guess, with that.
No, but I can show you what you're doing.
That's amazing. I thought that this would actually require some changes in the code, but it didn't. So
if you want to see what I've been doing.
Yeah. Let me see. There you are. Yeah.
Click me. What are you doing me? Right. So.
Oh, you added this. Okay, so that there's a friendship request, right? Is that it?
This is weird, actually. Something's broken with my
Yeah,
logic.
it routes to the wrong view. So basically, what I did, and I think that it's not working. I must have messed something up. So we are using one view to display my own profile and another view to display other people's profile somehow. You know, and I think that display is messed up.
No, but there's something wrong with my logic the way that I've done it recently. Yeah. So I'm going to just get rid of this. Wrong with that logic. Okay. So and there we see Unify me. Weird. Very weird.
Did you restart the server? I don't know if you need to. Sometimes.
I don't think that's really the issue. I think it's something with the logic that I'm doing right now. Sign in. Right. So for instance, right, I'm friends with Capybara and Marion.
Mm-hmm.
We now have this whole friends page.
Okay, great stuff.
All the people that you're actually friends with and all the people that have requested you to be their friend.
Mm-hmm.
And you can click through to their profile or whatever. And when there's actually someone who's requested you to be their friend,
mm-hmm.
So let me go back out.
So if you use the URL localhost, you know, and the port number /ionic dash serve, then you can have, you know, the iOS and Android simultaneously, you know, views simultaneously displayed on the page. So you can log in with one account on the iOS, you know, and the other one with your other account on the Android, so you can exchange those messages. You know what I mean? So
I don't actually, but
uh,
something's going wrong with this. We're gonna have to debug this. I thought this was working, but it's not. Something's going wrong.
and so if user is not coming,
Who am I signed in as? Go on.
No, I was just reading a code. I just sent you. Use the URL that I sent you on the in chat. In the Hangout chat.
Oh. And this will. Okay.
Now, if you want to use two accounts, log in with one account on one machine, then the other one, it should make it a little easier for you to switch. Let's see what's going on.
So Unify me, right?
And now go to somebody. Where's the new guy?
Usually scroll. So
the new account you set up was Joseph Sam, right?
Yes. See, now it says add as friend, right?
Yeah.
So add him as a friend. Now here's something I want to get rid of that afterwards. Yeah.
And now you want to see the request on the other account, right?
Yes.
Oh, there we go.
And it looks kind of weird because of the screen size and everything, but
yeah.
So I can accept the request, and then go to friends, and now he goes to friends, and everyone's friends.
Yeah. Good stuff. Okay, it needs a little love in terms of the UX, but
and I go to him, and now there's no more add friend.
Yeah. So, but this one should disappear once you actually click add as friend.
Yeah, that's a goal.
Or change it to request pending or something.
Yeah.
Yeah. Good stuff.
Ask.
Yeah.
And to join. But so we wired that stuff up, and what else did we do? We did the views.
Hello.
Hello, Marian. How's it going? Long time no see.
Yeah, good. How are you doing?
Just fine. I just came back home from a vacation in
Was it
Crete.
nice?
Yeah, it was great. 35 degrees Celsius each day. We're not used to that here in Scandinavia.
Wow, where did you go?
Crete, Greece.
Ooh, nice.
Yeah, just a week, but it was great. I
That
was
is
just
great.
telling Michael it was one of those all-inclusive resorts where you get all the food and drinks for free. It's included in the price.
Nice.
So I think I gained a few pounds.
Yeah, well, you'll have to work it off.
I will somehow. But I got a nice tan, so I'm happy. I'm happy. And my youngest son is only 2.5, so we stayed at the children's pool, basically.
Oh yeah, that's right.
So I was exposed to the sun all the time, so it kind of burned my back a little bit. But
Ow.
What doesn't kill you makes you stronger, I guess.
Or it kills you more slowly.
Oh yeah, exactly. The cancer kills you slowly. Exactly. So how have you been? How's work and everything? How's life?
It's okay. It's okay. Thinking about moving on, but it's all right for now.
Great.
And I work with John.
Yeah, I know. So that's. Are you in the same team, or are you working together on a daily basis, or?
Well, he sits like right behind me.
Okay.
But we don't work on the same project now.
Okay, cool.
Yeah. His project is a little bit more interesting, I think.
Ah. Yes, well, the grass is always greener at the
Yeah,
other
I
side
know,
of
I
the.
know.
Yeah. So if I'm not totally mistaken, last time we spoke or exchanged some text messages was when you had a bathroom issue, right?
Oh, oh yeah, that was when my ceiling
Yeah,
collapsed.
yeah. How did that work out for you?
Well, it worked out great. I just, it unfortunately it was like the third such disaster in a couple of months.
Okay.
But it worked out because the guys were here working on the kitchen disaster, and
Hmm.
they just fixed that up in like a day.
Oh, that's good. That's good.
Yeah,
But,
it was
but,
kind of weird though, because there was all this dirt.
yeah, well, I can't even imagine. I was telling a few friends about that incident. I can't even imagine, going into my bathroom in the morning and finding that. I think I would go crazy, basically.
Yeah, I
Uh,
couldn't open the door.
wow, what a mess! What a mess! What caused it? Did you ever? I mean,
Yeah, it was a toilet upstairs. It was like a really slow leak, apparently.
mhm.
Like the
Oh,
tank
okay,
filled up too much, and for some reason, it's designed with holes in the back of the tank.
okay.
So, I mean, at least it was clean water from the top tank, but apparently dripping on the floor and going into there for who knows how long.
Wow, wow.
Yeah, it was horrible.
And then
Um,
one day you just decided that's enough is enough, and then it break down.
but
Cool.
we saw it was leaking, and I had called the plumber, I guess, and he was gonna come like the next day, or maybe he was gonna come on Monday.
Hmm.
But so this was Sunday morning. This happened.
Hmm. Wow.
So we just cleaned it up, and
Good
yeah,
stuff. Good stuff.
but it was actual dirt. Like there was plants in there or something. I don't know.
Probably something, perhaps they use some dirt or some weird materials for isolation, between your ceiling and the other guy's floor or something.
They may have, but it seems like a dumb thing to use because it's so heavy.
Mm, mm. But you never know, those construction people, you don't know what,
I know.
you know.
But it's my house, so it's, came from upstairs, but that's my problem too.
Ah, okay. Oh, oh. But did the insurance cover it somehow, or was it like, did you have to foot the bill?
I've paid for it, but they seem to be a little bit mad at me. Like I think they don't believe that I had three floods, and there was actually another one that I didn't even tell them about.
Oh,
But that
oh,
was my fault because I let the water out of the radiator.
yeah.
But I have not been reimbursed for that. They're giving me a little bit of a hard time.
Oh, oh. Yes, well, insurance companies are usually assholes. So anyway,
Yeah, they were really nice up until this point.
usually they are very nice when they sell the insurance to you, but when you have a claim, that's a completely different attitude.
This insurance company has been good, but I have to admit that it does seem kind of hard to believe that all this would happen so quickly.
Fair enough.
You know,
Fair enough.
with the
Yeah.
kitchen, they just paid for everything, and that was really a lot. That was like
Mm.
$20,000 probably.
Wow.
It was a
Wow.
disaster.
Wow.
And
Right.
this wasn't too bad. It was just like that ceiling, really, that and everything
Mm.
else was fine.
Okay. Good stuff.
Yeah.
Anyway, good. Glad to have you on board on Project Unify. I saw that you guys pulled in some coding while I was away on vacation.
Yeah.
Um, good stuff. Are you interested in Ionic and Angular and stuff like that?
Sure.
Yeah, it's a challenge. Trust me.
I see. I saw that.
And also, we're just basically spiking this up at the moment because
Yeah.
the test coverage is. I mean, I don't even know. To be honest, I don't even know how to um, how to write those tests. It's Jasmine and Protractor tests are really hard to.
Mm.
I have to get myself up to speed on that. But for now, I spiked most of this stuff up on my own, and it's good to have Michael helping me out with those friendship issues because we're getting kind of close to having a minimal viable product
Mm.
at the moment. So I'd love us to make a push and get this get deployed. Michael, did you manage to push this out to Ionic View as we spoke before I left for vacation?
No, I didn't do anything like that. But
okay. So Mario, for your information, it's fairly easy to get this code up using to your cell phone, to your smartphone, if you have one, using an application called Ionic View. So basically, what you do, you download that app to your smartphone, whether you have an iPhone or an Android-based phone, and then you in your console you just deploy the application to Ionic, and you can access that app, from their servers, basically, on your phone. And most of the stuff is working, but it's an in-browser kind of deployment, so you cannot log in with Facebook. You have to do a manual deploy, but that's manual login. But that's basically the only feature that is not working in the Ionic View.
That's cool.
Yeah.
So Ionic View, I see it. And then I guess I have to look up how to deploy it to the Ionic.
Yeah, I can tell you that in a sec. Let's see, I have some documentation about that class. So I don't know if you know, but I'm running a code camp nowadays.
I saw that in Sweden, right?
Yeah, Craft Academy.
How's it going?
Yeah, it's coming fine. It's a startup, so it's it's a struggle every month, of course, to get ends meet. But right now I have 8 students,
Wow.
and next week I have another 6 starting. So it's pretty cool.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Let's see.
Are they remote, or are you running it live also?
Both live and remote. So I have students that are working from home 100%, and then I have some that comes down to the office and work from there. And I also have a classroom in Stockholm. So I live in Gothenburg, but across on the other side of the country, in our capital, I managed to get a good lease from the university. So we have like four spaces where people can sit, and I visit them once a week or twice a week sometimes. So
And
I do a
who's
lot of
running? So are you running the classes remotely?
Yeah.
For them or someone else?
No, I'm so everybody gets into a hangout, in the morning and in the afternoon, and I do some lectures over Google Hangouts, basically. So if I'm on site, I have some students in the classroom, but I also have students through using Google Hangouts at the same time. So we kind of combine remote students with in-class students, basically.
Nice.
But it's pretty cool. And Raul is helping me out a lot. So he works for me part-time as a teacher, as a teaching assistant, or as a coach, basically. So what you need to do, I just pulled up some documentation. So you have to download the app from App Store or Google Play. You have to go to you have to sign up on appsionic.io. I can send you the link in the chat window, perhaps.
I think I can sign up from my phone.
And then what you do is in your project folder, if you have the mobile client downloaded, and set up, you just do Ionic upload.
Okay.
That's the only command you have to run from your terminal, and that will give you an app ID that you have to note. And then once you've done that from your computer and you open up the Ionic View application on your phone, you will be able to enter that number and see that application.
Okay.
So that's pretty cool.
Yeah, that's awesome.
So one thing that I'm using for Craft Academy is the edX platform. You see, did you attend the CS169 course? Right?
Yeah.
So this is the same platform that we used for that course, that edX uses. It's open source, so
Open edX, right?
Yeah, open edX. Yeah, so we use
Right.
that for our course documentation, and it works out really good. Unfortunately, it's written in Python, so I did some modifications to the home page and some stuff, but it's really tough. I have no clue how Python and Django works, basically. So it's really tough.
This looks really nice, though.
Yeah, it's and you know and the website has the same colors, basically. I use a lot of orange. I like that for some reason. So we kind of try to get the same look and feel of Open edX as we have on our web page, basically.
Looks cool. The orange stands out.
I know. I mean, people either hate it or love it, but at least they notice it. You know what I mean?
Yes.
So one of my employees, he said that he doesn't like it and he wanted us to change that color for something, and I said, let me guess, blue or red, and he said, yeah. And I said, every tech company uses blue or red in their in their logo or in the graphic profile, and I said, I don't wanna do that. I wanna have something that is different, basically. So I like the orange.
It's my favorite color, actually.
Good stuff. There you go. There you go. All right, Michael, what's going on? What are you working on?
Stuff.
Stuff. Good. Just generally stuff. Did I comment out all that code? Oh yeah. I was displaying a map. You see on line 32 on that file? There's a map display that is commented out.
Trying to. So this flash this message, right? Successfully invited some user. These messages are being appended. Well, similar messages like requesting a friendship request message, I guess. That is friendship request. Oh, that's a misspell. That's why. Now it should. I was just trying to get it so that apparently that scope, that root scope that we're attaching to in this in here, inside of the controller functions, that actually persists beyond one page view. If that makes sense.
Root scope does, yes.
But scope doesn't, right?
The scope doesn't. Scope is only for that particular controller. Yeah.
So, oh right. So we need to do the root scope so that we can see it in the demo controller.
Yes. Now, Angular is not my strongest side, but I heard someplace or read someplace that using root scope is not the best practice. So what you can do is when you navigate to a different view, you can basically pass some params. You can pass some values over to the next view, which in turn uses another controller. So that could also be perhaps a better solution. But go with root scope for now, and we can always change that later.
So what I did was I just set them to be undefined.
Okay.
So it just annihilates them on the next load.
Okay.
And that should get rid of that. And then, yeah. So what else did we want to do? We wanted to get rid of that. Once we added someone, we wanted to get rid of their
once you send the request, you want to
Right.
to
You don't want that edit there anymore. Right?
well, is this your own profile or?
This is mine, yeah. So when I go in here and I set Unify, I'll find.
And you want to send it off to me, for instance, or somebody. Now,
if I
once
click
you click this, you want this to disappear and say request pending or something, you know.
So this appears, which is okay, I guess, for the first moment right now. But this says add as friend still, right? And then when I go away from here, I come back. This is kind of funky. Okay. See that I made that get rid of that, but maybe we don't want. Well, see the problem is.
But you don't want to see this add as friend anymore, you know.
Yeah, I don't want to see this add as friend, which I thought I had fixed, but yeah. So I don't want to see that, and as soon as I click it, I don't want to see it either.
Yeah. So there is, you know, you can use this on-click method. Let's see. I need to open this up myself. I got myself WebStorm. You guys, are you using RubyMine, Michael?
No.
No. Maria, are you using RubyMine?
Oh, I'm using I use RubyMine for.
Okay.
Ruby.
Nope.
Yeah.
So JetBrains, they have this this IDE called WebStorm, which is excellent for JavaScript projects, basically. And I think that the same license key that we are used for the RubyMine works on WebStorm as well.
Really?
At least for us. We got 20 licenses for free to Craft Academy because we were, you know, making them accessible to our students. So one license key is you know is valid across the board for all their development tools.
Oh, okay. I think I have it from local support. I have Ruby.
Yeah. So we, you know, if you work on some JavaScript projects, you would like, you know, you might want to check out WebStorm. It's really good. You know, at the very least you get 30 days for free, but probably the local support key might or might not work, but you can find it.
Yeah, very cool.
I think there's no longer a key, right? I don't know. It's weird.
You mean on
our thing? I think it's like.
So when you go to, so there's an activation code that you have to paste in, basically.
Oh yeah, maybe, yeah. But it just tracks how many activations there are.
Yeah.
So probably if we used it against WebStorm, it would probably count as another activation.
Perhaps.
Because they're limiting the number of activations you can get on the free license.
Okay. So, what is the action that you are calling when you click on this add as friend? If you go to the view,
you can pull down my code too if you want, but
yeah, is that what branch is that on?
Yeah, actually, that's what I have.
Oh shit! I just have a few more minutes. I need to go to my wife and talk to my wife soon because we're going to bed. It's late. I have an early morning tomorrow.
Friendship request.
request. Let's have a look.
Underscore request, yeah. It's on my repo, not Agile.
Yeah, I just. What? Contributors, members, data. And I'm tired. Friendship request, right?
Yep.
So let's see. Friendship request. Okay, so what view are we working on? We are on the me
Profile
HTML, right?
HTML.
Yeah. Okay, so use. Yes. Username. Yes. So the problem is here. The way I see it is that we're using the same view to display my own profile, but also other people's profile. That was an attempt from me to keep this, just to reuse the same view to keep this a little drier, but it kind of complicates things for me, and it feels like way too much logic in the view. You know what I mean? So that's why we are, if the user that we're displaying is not the current user, then we display the back button, for instance, and stuff like that. So it feels messy at the moment, to be honest. But let's see here. So background. Friendship request, message request, spam button, yes. Button open, skills, and here's the thing. Okay. And clip send friendship request, and just font, add as a friend. Okay, so here we don't want to hard code this, but rather set this as a value in the controller, So we could do something like, let's see, what is the controller's?
Clickable though if they're already at it, but yeah.
Let's have a look. So send friendship request. Send friendship request. Send friendship request. Can I do this? Yes, I can do this. Good. So scope. Send friendship. So we can do something like this. Let's try this. Let's set scope. Just message. We can call it something else. Equals add as friend. And then we just do, once this is done, try this out at the moment. Okay, let's see here. Yeah, so message. So, where am I? Yeah. So Unify me, and one of your. So I'm gonna send something of. Oh, this didn't work. Why not?
Don't know.
Perhaps because I don't have a server running. So that could be a. Yeah, a good way to start to actually have a server running. So Unify me, and we go to Joseph Sam. Yeah, so that works. So now I just changed that to request pending. Yeah. So what I did now is,
But if you click out of there and go back, it's probably going to be, wow.
Yeah, it's probably going to be. Yeah, so we need to set that. So we actually need to make a call.
Well, what I was doing, right, was
no, so we need to condition this, So do we
is there
have
something that actually, isn't there something that computes a value, like a computed value? So what I really want, right, is some kind of function that says this person is or is not a friend, right?
Yeah,
Or
instantly.
does not have a pending friend request, right?
Yes.
And I was heading that direction, like on line 76 of controllers.js.
76 and forward, right? This.
Yeah. So basically, that uses the data that's sent from the server. It says it's the current user's ID in there.
Mm-hmm.
And if it is, then they're a friend. If not, then they're not a friend. And similarly, wow.
Yeah. Okay, so
Actually, that's similarly for
if it's not friend equals.
That should be changed, actually, not friends, but go on.
No, so I'm just thinking. So update skills. Okay, so scope. If scope is not okay, so you can get this answer. So what we have is on that user. On the user object, we have a friends array added to that, or did you, because the way I did it. So where did you get this? I mean, how do we get this? How can we access friends on the user model, on the user object?
I think when you display the profile, it makes a call out to in the controller.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Display profile on lines 56, display user, and then it sets that as the user in a state.
Yes, function if user scope is yes. Profile.
So in the instance of 60, where we're looking at someone else's profile,
yes,
we're having that user set, and then that user service gets the thing fresh off the server, which includes a JSON value of friends.
Okay. So we can just do console log user basically here, just to see what that is. If display user, if it's my own, let's set on both of them. That's yeah. We have the user. Yeah. Okay. So let's see. Inspect console. Yeah, just warnings, no problems. Sign in. Object. We're getting a selected feed item. I'm getting a graph from Facebook down for that's not a problem at the moment. Promise resolve true. It's the resource. Promise user object. City lot lang skills array. Okay, but I don't see that. I have camera skills. But what am I getting here? What is this? What am I? Okay, these are the messages basically. Okay, so this is. So I'm not. Let's see if I just go here and I try to display like just. And this is the. So now I'm getting this. I don't. What the fuck? So if I try to display this, why am I not?
What?
I was see. I want to if we try to display my own profile, you know. So if line 59 evaluates to true, then we should see the user in the console. You know, it should be put into the console. Just I'm just gonna do test like this.
It's not
so
gonna.
I see what I'm getting.
That user is not gonna have that extra data. It's not gonna have the friends data.
No, it will not. But no, but I just want to see that it is actually displayed. It's not being displayed at the moment. You know, the word test, for instance, should be visible in the output here someplace.
That's weird.
That's weird, yes. So that's what that is what's kind of is putting me off a little bit, because it should be. Yeah, there it goes. Okay. All right, here it is. So that's okay. So this is all right. But here, so this one is interesting, right? This user should have a list of, or should he? No.
He will have a list of friends.
Then let's try that.
If it's a different user than yourself.
Yeah. So let's just go to Unify me like this and go to.
You can also put breakpoints in the JavaScript and just.
I know. But this object here, he should have a list of
I think
of friends, and he doesn't.
Okay, that's interesting.
That's the problem. Well, I think this is a problem. So you get the skills array, but you don't have the friends requests or you know pending or friends. And why is?
Can you go back?
Huh?
Can you go back to where you set?
Once again?
Can you go back to where you set the console up?
Yeah.
That's why. That's why you don't see it. Because this scope here, where you're at right now, it's display user dot user, which is passed in on line 63. There's this weird thing that goes on with this state. I think that I don't know all the details, but it's like state.go like somehow it reinitializes those values.
Well, that's when I do reload. You know.
Right. So display user dot user. It's like initializing those user to that. So user on line 62 is going to be like the plain old user.
So should we try this?
Display user dot user. I would try.
Display user dot user or just user dot user?
Display user dot user, just like it's passed in.
Yeah.
That should have friends on it.
That's what we try. Okay, good stuff. Absolutely, you're totally right. Let's see. This is why automated tests are good to have, because then you don't have to do this by hand all the time.
As invited current user.
For fuck's sake. So there's user introduction now. Yes. Here we go. Yes. Good stuff. Okay. So, all right. So if we have this, then of course this is not friend. It could evaluate to something meaningful for us, but also I see that you created something on line 80. It has invited current user, and that is of course. If the user that I'm displaying at the moment, if he has invited me as a friend, is that what you were hoping for to see?
It's actually somewhat changed now. It's not friends. I changed it to not dot friends, but changed it to what is it? Pending underscore invited underscore friendships.
Okay. Pending. Okay.
Which is something that I've just recently, within the last 2 hours, put on the server.
Okay. Yes, that's the last.
That will tell you who he has invited.
Mm-hmm.
And then that will say, and then that map function, that's just like collecting all their IDs, and then it says, hey, is the current user's ID in there?
Yes.
It is, then he's invited that user.
Okay. All right, so, okay. But let's focus on this. So if he's not a friend, then we want to display this add as friend.
Correct.
Yeah.
I think that works right now. If you look, as far as it goes on a fresh reload.
Mm-hmm.
But it doesn't work. It doesn't take it away right away.
No. So we want to, okay. Okay. All right.
I know there's something called a computed variable or computed property, which basically,
Go ahead.
I think it's set up to deal with something like this situation, but maybe I'm wrong. Like basically, you tell it, you have like this function, from what I understand, that computes a value,
Mm-hmm.
and you tell Angular when these values change, then the computed value may change. So if that computed value is somewhere in the template, then you will have to re-render that to keep the page fresh.
Yeah. So in our case, how would that look? Just think about it.
I think we'd basically add the person to.
The problem I see here is that we are using different controllers for these things. So first of all, the demo controller is just something that is legacy. This should be renamed. That's one thing. But also it includes way too much functionality. We're using methods for unifying, for scales, getting the feed and shit like that. So this controller needs to be split up anyway. But then we have the friendship controller, right? And this is where we want to make all these. For some reason, what I have problems with is like communicating between controllers. You know what I mean? It's like, so if I have some data that is accessible in the scope of the demo controller, for instance, at the moment, it's not accessible to me in the friendship controller, because if it was, it would be much easier for us to actually set some conditions like this add as friend. We could use an if statement here. If this user is not a friend of mine, then I want to display this. But we're not getting the data in the right. We don't have access to the right information in the friendship controller at the moment. So I cannot use whatever you created here. This on line 79 is not accessible to me in the friendship controller, and consequently on this line, because this particular line here only accesses the friendship controller, because that's what we said here, the ng controller. The rest of the page is using the demo controller, but this one doesn't.
Controller.
Yeah, so, and we don't have access to the same info, basically. Yeah.
So when you click that button, what actually happens?
What happens is that the send friendship request method or function is invoked.
And then what happens?
And what happens is, what is happening? Well, the friendship service is getting called with a get request.
Right.
And we're passing in some params, and the API responds, and whatever response we get, we store in the data variable, and what is the root scope friendship request message is set to the message from the server.
And then you set a scope.message to be request pending.
Yeah.
But that gets through.
That gets through because that is the controller that is being used,
Right. But the rest of the stuff you're saying isn't available.
No, not on that particular line, Not here, not on line 18 in the view, because that button only responds to whatever info, or is it? Yeah.
No, it works.
And it's not friend. Well, okay, hold on a second.
That part works. If you go to the profile of someone who's not your friend, right?
Yeah.
They won't show up.
Okay. Hold on a second. Okay, so all right. But what I mean is that what I mean. What do I mean? What the fuck do I mean? Yes, I mean that. What do I mean? Okay, so hold on a second. So if this person is already a friend of mine,
Right.
then the add as friend will not show up, right?
Yeah.
Okay. And once I've sent that over, so what we could do here is just set, add another value saying, or, how the fuck do you or like this in Angular, I guess, as in everything else, or request pending, right?
Uh-huh.
And if we create something like that, similar to what you did with this, but that then of course we need the server, the API, to send us the information on what pending requests we have.
That's possible because I put that in.
That's possible, yeah. And then we just set this here, scope request pending, right?
So do you mean that so there's two possibilities, right?
Hmm?
There's the current user, invited the person I'm looking at.
Mm-hmm.
And that request is pending.
Mm-hmm.
And then there's the other possibility where that person invited me and it's still pending.
Yes.
So line 81 with my change, where it actually computes the right thing, will be that case where they invited me and it's pending. And my idea was to have a button there that they could push that would say accept request.
Yeah. Yeah. So, oh yeah, exactly. So if he has invited me, then we should display a button accept request or answer request or reject or whatever. Perhaps we should give him possibility to do several things. If I have invited him already, then we should just say request pending.
Right.
And if nobody has not done anything and he's not my friend,
then there should be an add friend.
Yeah. To do. Because this, but we don't have pending requests.
Yes, we do. They're called pending friendships.
On the API response with that already?
So, all right. So you mean that I invited him, right?
Yes.
They're called pending invited friendships now.
In the response from that we get from the API.
Yes, I pushed that out today.
Okay. Interesting. So this could be then kind of easily implemented then somehow.
Or maybe that's pending invited friendships. Wait, let me think about this. It's we have both. Let me think about this. Mm-hmm. Pending friendships, user.pending invited by. Yeah, it's called pending underscore friendships. Is what you're looking for.
Okay, so you have pending friend. So what is the difference between pending friendships and
pending friendships is for the user that you're asking about. The people that invited him, and that those invitations are pending.
Okay.
Right. So say that we're asking the user Marion. Who invited you? If John invited Marion, then John shows up. And pending invited friendships is, say that I'm asking John, pending invited friendships, because he invited Marion, Marion shows up on pending invited friendships. rather than
Okay.
pending friendships.
Okay. All right. So okay. So this is. So we need to implement something that this evaluates true or false somehow,
that's
right? So we have to check for that, and then here. So this is just a hack, for the moment. So this needs to be changed, of course. And here on the profile, we need to set more conditions. Basically, if user is going, yeah, that's right. And okay, all right. Okay, so we have access to everything in the demo controller, but the only thing that this does, it just points to the right controller where this send friendship request function is. Then, I guess.
correct.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Okay. Let me just. So I need to take off. Unfortunately, it's 11 o'clock. But let me still push this up. Whatever small changes I did. I can push this up to my GitHub, and you can pull it down from there if you want them. Okay.
Okay.
That is.
Marin, are you still alive?
Yep.
Oh.
Okay, so let's see. And origin is Hochmann. Okay, so good stuff. Yeah. So I pushed that up. Hopefully it's useful.
Okay.
I wish I could stay longer, but I had to hit the bed before.
Right. Understood.
Good. All right. Will you be sticking around, Marian?
Yeah, for a little while.
Good stuff.
All right.
All right. I'm gonna stop the broadcast because otherwise it will run forever. But feel free to stick around in this one, and
Okay. Oh, you do have a nice tan.
I know. And listen, I've done everything the right way. I Googled and, had a game plan. So there were like sunscreen protection 30 to start with. Then progressively I lowered it. Some oil, some stuff, some olive oil with lemon, and I got this in a week. This is like the first time in many years that I actually have a tan. Otherwise, I just get into the sun. I get all red, burn myself, spend 2 days in bed with high fever, and then the vacation is over, basically.
Well, Sweden doesn't have sun.
We don't. So that's why my pigmentation, my skin is not used to it. Once again,
I hear it's pretty much just like a pale light close to darkness.
That's the Finnish people, not us. We actually have here on the west coast of Sweden, we have beautiful summers, but they are very short, unfortunately. Just a few weeks every year.
Oh.
Anyway, love chatting to you guys. I hope to see you. Let's do some more pair programming. It's great fun. So hopefully we can do something tomorrow. Okay.
All right.